I think fusion absolutely was a moment that happened in the 70s, okay? But we're too early right now in 2014 to kind of see it in its whole because right after the 70s, we went into this really conservative period of music. Now, if you recognize that music is simply a reflection of the times of society, the 70s were the flowering of the 60s. The 60s didn't start till really 66, 67, right? In terms of that really open, challenging everything, not accepting any rules, okay? Deciding that, the moment is now. We're going to create something for today, okay? That was a beautiful spirit for music. And that happened all the way through the 70s. Then it got a little uncomfortable for people, because when you don't have any rules, it gets uncomfortable, and we had gotten to the point where if somebody said jazz or jazz fusion, you didn't really even know what they were talking about because so many people were going so many different directions with it, okay? So then what happens? Ronald Reagan comes in and says, hey, listen, calm down. We're going to go back to family values. We're going to calm down and narrow things down, and this is what life is supposed to be. And there were musicians, jazz musicians, who came and essentially did the same thing. Relax. That's not jazz. That's not jazz. This is jazz. They narrowed everything down, right? And people were ready for it because, things are like a pendulum. It went from really experimental and really courageous to like, you know what? Let's just kind of put our suits on and consider jazz what happened from 1955 to 1965. Let's do that, right? And it resonated. We're just coming out of that mentality, in my opinion, now. That's why I say it's too early to decide what fusion meant in the big picture. Because when you think about it, the original jazz was fusion. You had slaves, man, in Congo Square in New Orleans who took the field songs that they were singing with the French chansons that they were hearing, with the African music that they carried from their ancestors, and the music that was coming up from the Delta, from the Caribbean, and it all mixed together. That's what jazz is. It's fusion to begin with, right? America is fusion, and jazz is an American music. It's a result of this unique American mix. You know what I mean? So I think that in maybe the next 10, 20 years, we're going to embrace the word fusion again because it's what makes us who we are.